Howdy there, Internet. God damn it, YouTube music is terrible. Like, I specifically restarted that first song just so I could move everything around and make sure it was gonna play in the right order, and it still said, fuck you. I'm not gonna do that. Like, just... fucking... I cannot function with the technology this evening. We are not getting along. Anyway, hi. I'm late, but I'm here. And I got 2 games for you this evening, which I very, very rarely do, but they're both very short, and they should fit comfortably within a half a stream, each of them. So that's what we're doing tonight. The theme of the playlist is these are all artists that I like that have long been accused of being pretentious. And in skimming the reviews of these 2 games, that is the main critique that was leveled at both of them. So I thought it would be funny to make a whole playlist of artists that I've liked, at least that I still like or that I've liked in the past, that people tend to call that. So that's, yeah. How well it fits together is kind of up in the air. I did my best. Anyway, hello. How you doing? Hello, Alex. I wanted to get started earlier. I'm sorry. I know it's a work night for you. I don't have to work tomorrow until I think like 4 o'clock or something like that. I have a short, late shift, so this was kind of the best night for me to do this. So, well, yeah, I wanted to pull through. The fucking Voicemeter program was fucking with me again. It blue screened on me twice, at which point I got very frustrated and decided, okay, I'm just gonna uninstall this shit and reinstall it. And of course, I had to restart the computer after I uninstalled it, and restart it again after I reinstalled it. All of which involved much blow drying and waiting and... But after I reinstalled it, it stopped doing that. So here's hoping that it'll knock that shit out. That would be so great. I would love that if it stopped that. Anyway, I tested the games to make sure they would run. So I'm hopeful. Are we? Okay. Alright. Game is up. Good shit. I also tested the audio, but there's a chance it's still just not right. This is a little loud on my end, but it should be fine for y'all. I'll turn that down. Okay. So this is the first tree. I know basically nothing about it, except it is a fox game, and you run around as a fox, and, again, apparently there's a subset of people who found it pretentious. So, people say that a lot about a lot of things that I end up liking, and, I often find that when somebody calls something pretentious, it says more about them than it does the thing that they have described as pretentious. And it's not very commonly that I'll describe something that way. It has to be a pretty egregious example of that sort of thing to get me to call it that. I'm usually willing to hear people out. Yeah, and supposedly there's a tree. That's the other thing I know about the game. There's at least one tree. It would seem that there's probably more than one tree, just from this little intro screen here, but... Hold on, I need to put out this fucking incense I lit. It is way too much already. This incense is so good. Fuck. It smells great, but like, goddamn, dude. Holy shit. That was a rose one. I think I told y'all I got a floral variety pack. I've tried them all at this point. They're all great. The rose is one of the better ones, I would say, but I've enjoyed all of them so far. Okay, controller seems to be working. That's good. It looked like the kind of thing I would want a controller for, so here we go. Pause. Foxy.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. Usually get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Okay.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
All right.
This voice acting is not great. I'll be honest. Like I have a hard time getting into that. Oh, what the fuck? Also, Fox is a little clunky. Fox is a little bit clunky. Okay, what do I...
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Holy shit. This little dead fox. Jesus Christ. I guess I can't do anything. Yeah, Fox does not handle well.
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other 2 children.
Holy
so
shit!
She took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
So we are like a minute in, and we have found a dead fox cub. I maybe would have found that more upsetting if I were a bit more into it by then, but okay. Also, like...
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Like, you know how you're, like, when you drive your car and your alignment is off? And, like, you have to, like, hold the steering wheel a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right to get it to go straight? I feel like this fox's alignment is off, and I don't know how to... like, I was hoping from seeing the trailer for this game that, like, one of the fun things about fox games is that you get to feel like a fox while you're playing them. I do not really feel like a fox. Fox kind of handles like a Tonka truck. It's not great. Just being honest, it's not great. And this dialogue between this guy and what I'm assuming is his girlfriend, I've never heard a couple speak to each other like that. I mean, granted, they would be doing it, like, alone or whatever, but, like, it's very just, like, I don't know. Yeah, Fox's alignment is off, I swear to God. Like, is it because I don't have the camera directly behind her? What is... No, like, what the fuck? Music is pretty. That's nice. It's a little early for music with this level of melancholy, yeah. Like, it's hitting kind of hard and fast in a number of ways. I can kind of already get it. Like, people might have called this pretentious. How do I dig?
As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once, when I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me, so I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it. They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy. When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it. I said it was a joke gift my friends had given me.
Kids can be so cruel.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
Yeah, people don't talk like this. Like, they're doing this like they just got the script 5 minutes ago. Like, it's... I don't... Yeah, I really just kind of, like, skimmed to see what people thought of this shit. I didn't read any elaborate reviews because I didn't want to know too much about it. But I can already see why people would maybe have a number of things to say about this. Like, this didn't have to be bad, though. Like, there's a lot of good going on here. Like, it's very pretty. And I like the idea of running around a pretty landscape and, like, slowly uncovering a story. That's cool. But, as I mentioned, the handling on the fox is bad. I don't feel like a graceful cat-dog hybrid. I do not feel foxy. And that's kind of a bummer. The last time I have a memory of calling a game pretentious that I played on the stream, it was actually a different fox game. Rabbits. Can I eat them? The French one that I played, what was it called? Seasons After Fall. I did enjoy that game, mostly, but there were a number of, like, really difficult puzzles that, honestly, just, I don't know how anyone would have solved them without looking that shit up. Like, they were very, very difficult. Music seems loud. Is it loud? I might just have to turn it down on my end. loud? Okay. Turn it down. Let's try there. Yeah, I really only turned it on, like, the game, like, booted it up to see how it would sound in the intro screen, which is mostly just, like, ambient. So, it is not surprising that it's a little bit loud. Because I tested it for that. Music being too loud was not helping, yeah.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
And, like, they sound like they're reading something they wrote for someone else. Like, this isn't how people talk to each other, you know what I mean? That is my gripe. It's very pretty. I think the music is kind of loud relative to commentary mode? No, I don't want it. No, that will just... Like what, director's commentary? I don't want that. If anything, that's just gonna turn into me clowning on this game, and I don't really want that to be the case. Like, I'm trying to enjoy it. I'm trying to appreciate it. To be honest, but it's not making it easy for me. It doesn't look like there's any option to do that. I was just gonna turn the music down relative to the voices, but it would seem I can't do that. Is the volume better at least? I mean, that was a choice on their part. I think it's fine to have something to say about it. Yeah, Seasons After Fall was, I'm not even sure how to describe it. I've called it very French. Like, it would just... I don't know. There was a lot of just, like... They were implying that they were saying more than they were saying, when it could have just been a pretty, like, atmospheric puzzle game with Fox. And they were trying to make it more than that, when they really weren't providing enough to stand on there. And, yeah. Like, the ending especially, I believe I've said of that it, like, it ended, it just, like, it flicked a lit cigarette into my face. Like, just, okay, game. This fucking fox with glowing eyes staring me down. Word? Alright, it's, Fuck, man.
Usually those kids would leave me alone, but somehow they could tell I was different. They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad a sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours. But after that show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore. He didn't know exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
I didn't know your dad was in the military.
Yeah, in the army. The sad thing is that I'd pretty much forgotten until just now. There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon and have some closure, I'm sure.
Like, the woman especially, like, people don't talk like that. Like, whoever wrote this dialogue, I don't think has actually had a girlfriend. Like, and yeah, what do you mean they called him sourdough? I don't understand that as an insult. Like, pardon? Sourdough is delicious. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't get it. I've never heard that before in my life. Somebody calling somebody sourdough. I'm just running to the sparkly shit. I don't really have much of an idea what to do beyond that. Yeah, another reason it took so long is because I just discovered that Aesop Rock put out an album with Blockhead this year, and I didn't know about it. And I had to listen to that. Like, I could have picked any number of songs. They're very good. So, and in hindsight now, I wish I hadn't taken so long with that, because I didn't realize I was going to continue to have the same technical difficulties, but I didn't really do anything to address the problem before, so I
The more I withdrew,
I suppose I shouldn't be
I asked
surprised.
myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count renting in an overpriced city.
It's as close as we can get for now.
Do I take fall damage? Nope. I almost put a Tyler the Creator song where that Aesop Rock song was gonna be, but that is an accusation of pretentiousness that's only been leveled at him fairly recently. I would say it was basically just this last album that I was hearing anybody call him that, so I'm like, I'm not gonna put him here. Whereas Aesop Rock, like, for as long as I can remember, people have called him that. For a number of reasons that I can understand but don't agree with. Yes, he uses a lot of SAT words in his songs. That's fair. And also, yeah, it's kind of, Bun, you don't want none of this. And, yeah, it's also, like, people say he just, like, says a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense. But I don't think that's true. Sure, it's definitely some weird shit, some weird imagery, some weird ideas, but generally speaking, I would say all of his songs are about something, if you're paying attention and can parse it out, but it's certainly open to interpretation, at least. How did I, like, get transported? Oh, Mars Volta. Oh, that would have been another one. I've never really gotten into them, though, to be honest. But that's definitely, I've definitely heard people call them that. Pretentious. Which, yeah, that's maybe fair.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable.
Does that say Audio Monster?
I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
And honestly, it's like the unnaturalness of the dialogue is the thing that is keeping me from getting into this. Like, I start to get into it, and then every time they talk, it's like, people don't speak like this. What is this shit? And, like, I don't even mind the story that he's telling. It's just, holy fuck, have you ever had an actual conversation with another human, let alone a woman? I don't... God damn it. Because it's very pretty. The music is very pretty. I like a lot of it. The pacing especially is just very unnatural. Yeah, to like hit me with a dead fox cub in the first minute, like, you needed to have really come through very strong with that opening narration, and it just... I'm afraid not. Like, Hellblade, for example, had like a long opening narration, and it was really, really well done. And it set the tone for the game in a way that was really, really good. And you could easily find a lot about that game, like, pretentious, or find those themes to be, like, too much, or, like... But I thought it was very, very, very well done. So, it's not impossible to, like, set the tone of a very intense, serious game within the first minute. That's not impossible. Like, the opening to Hellblade was so good that they could have hit me with a dead fox cub in that first minute, and it would have been like, yeah, that, okay. Like, that makes sense. And, yeah, the more... I don't know. It's... Fuck, man. There's a lot to like here, and it's just every time they fucking talk.
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were, and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow...
Bluegrass is awesome, fuck you.
Throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
People don't speak like that. I can't stop thinking it and saying it. I'm sorry. What is this? I have butterflies now. Eat. What was I supposed to do with those? Yes, Alex. That was kind of the thought I had, yeah. I don't know if you get a license to determine what is cringeworthy, mister. Seriously, though. Oh, they help me jump real high. Okay. Can I only do it, like, from right there, though? Ah! You know who he reminds me of? Holden from Catcher in the Rye. I was never made to read that book and chose not to. of my own volition, so you'll have to tell me more about it. I know more men generally have read that book than women, provided they were not forced to in high school or whenever. Nope. I might just skip that one. Like to figure out the butterflies though. Okay, now it seems I lose too much height from trying to get closer to it because the rock starts to slope down. If that character were to attempt voice acting his own dialogue. I see. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a compliment based on what I know about that book. But again, I've not read it, so. He's the classic rep for the snarky black t-shirt? Yeah. It's a very, like adolescent boys love that novel, basically. That's my general take on it. Like, as a person who's not read it, who's basically just familiar with, like, other people telling me about it and its general cultural reputation. Yeah. That's not to say it's a bad book, but okay, I'm giving up on that. Fuck that. Another artist I could have put on this playlist is Tool, but I've never been a Tool fan, so again, you know, I tried to keep it limited to people I like or have liked in the past. Like Erykah Badu. She's more of like, she like features on shit now, more than anything, it would seem. And I'm usually happy to see her on anybody's record. Okay, so I get the butterflies and then I come over here and do a double jump? What in the hell? I can't, the butterflies don't travel that far, do they? Oh wait, can I double jump in the air? Okay, I thought I could only do that like off of something. Okay, so that's how I get that then. Ah, fuck me. Okay. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Yeah, I can't say I think it's appropriate or good to call Erykah Badu pretentious, but I've heard a lot of people do it. Telling you, the handling on this fox, you wouldn't believe it. It's that good. Yeah, okay. So now I have to take the butterflies over there. Are the butterflies gonna follow me off the rock, though? Is it only when I jump that I lose them? It would seem that is the case. Okay. I don't understand what causes me to lose the butterflies. Is it jumping at all? It must be jumping at all, because I wasn't doing the double jump when I was going off of the rock over here. At least they regenerate. It's good. Yeah, being pretentious or not is really all about execution. Because there are no, like, themes or subject matter or anything that's, like, inherently pretentious. It's about the approach and the execution of fucking anything. Like, I'm not sure any sort of voice acting in particular could have saved this dialogue. Just because of the, like, unnaturalness of it. If they, like, I don't know why they had to frame it as a conversation. Like, why did this need to be a conversation between a guy and a girlfriend, neither of which we ever see? Like, it would have been better if it was just this dude talking and there wasn't this, like, premise of, I just woke up from a weird dream. Unusually attentive and understanding girlfriend. Do you want to, like, fucking hear me talk about it and my life generally in the middle of the goddamn night? For what will probably be actual hours. Like, it's just weird. It also would have been better as just text. With this voice acting, absolutely, yeah. I would have rather been reading this dialogue myself. I'm not saying I could have sold it, but I would rather be reading it myself. Or yeah, how about a journal? A dream journal. That would have been better than, like this woman especially is just completely unrealistic. I don't know a woman alive that would, after, you know, waking up and the dude she was with had a strange dream, would just be like, oh, well, tell me all about it, honey. Like, just like, that's weird. That's fucking weird. Not that I'm like if I just can't see it. It didn't, the premise makes it worse. This girlfriend who was essentially just not a person anyway, didn't need to be here doing this. It could have just been a dream journal, and yeah, it could have just been text. I like all the butterflies. There's a lot to like about this. It's very pretty. The music is very pretty. The fox, though it does not handle exceptionally well, it's not that bad. Again, I swear to God, the alignment on this fox. Is it my controller? Like, what in the fuck? God damn it. I don't get it. Are those... oh, they're bottle rockets. Banjo. Holy shit, it just occurred to me that I did not put Sufjan Stevens on this playlist. Oh god, what was I thinking? Holy shit. It's because I was going too fast, man. I just slapped it together too quick. How did I... wow, what a whiff. I mean, who would I have kicked off, though? Holy shit. Because, like, everything over the break is, like... and honestly, I've not heard Sufjan Stevens been called pretentious as much as any of the people I play over the break or the person I'm closing out with. Or rather, people I'm closing out with. Yeah, that's a band. I don't remember what I really gotta slap this shit together. Like, I put it together very quickly. It's kind of a fucking high concept playlist for something you slap together, so. But yeah, damn. Honestly, I could have, like, this could have been 2 playlists. Like, all the artists I like that have been, like, repeatedly called pretentious. Like, I like a lot of pretentious music, I guess. I don't know, I definitely have some, like, hipster bullshit in me, for sure. With regard to music especially. I don't know. There's a fine line between being pretentious and being just, like, painfully earnest, and I try to err on the side of, you know, getting into where people are at and feeling what they were feeling when they made this art and not trying to be, like, snooty about it, but regardless. You've never heard of Erykah Badu? Yes, you have. Are you serious? I mean, she's not really, she was, like, a bigger deal in, like, the 90s, I guess. Yo, wasn't she married to Andre 3000? Like, hold up. Wait. I have to check this. I swear to God they were married. Okay, I'm not sure they ever got married, but they have a kid together, so they were clearly together in like a serious way. Yeah, they were together long enough to have a kid. They were together for 5 years, and they have a son together. Anyway, all right. Yeah, I can't believe you haven't heard of Erykah Badu, but I guess like you don't really listen to anything even kind of like that so much. Although I don't know if you like were into trip hop. I feel like that's like adjacent at least.
At him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window.
What the fuck?
In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough, it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but...
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then.
Homie, you threw a tape. Like,
what? It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Sorry. Hello, Jack. If you only had 15 minutes to join, this little scene right here is pretty much all I could hope for. Oh, this game? It's very pretty, right? But yeah, the voice acting... Yeah, Urchak, you've probably read Catcher in the Rye. Alex was saying this is basically, it sounds like Holden Caulfield like reading his own dialogue in voice acting. I've been bitching about the voice acting since the beginning. This is so unnatural, this like conversation that's happening between this dude and his girlfriend. It's not good. Like, but there's a lot to like here. Like, I'm so conflicted. Like, this could have been great. This really could have been great. But yeah, I was saying, like, this should have been, like, a dream journal or something like that. Like, we didn't need... Because it just sounds like he's reading something he wrote anyway. It doesn't sound like he's speaking to a person. And the way this girlfriend is responding, like, she might as well be a fucking, like, Alexa or something. Like, what do you... This is not a human. Like, what is this woman doing tomorrow? Like, what, like... Why the fuck can you just stay up and show all interest in the world in this man's silly ramblings? And also, like, I threw my dad's bluegrass tape out the truck. Like a real badass. Like, what? And girl was like, damn, boy. Like, what the fuck? Also, fuck you if you hate bluegrass that much. Like, what is your problem? Bluegrass is good. The fuck is this? 3 butterflies and then a double jump? I didn't notice that the butterflies were still following me. Did I just get some more? So it's the way a poorly socialized man-child remembers how a conversation went? A little bit, maybe, yeah. Like, man, I didn't want to shit on this game. I really didn't. I did not fucking come into this wanting to shit on this game. But, like, man, nothing will take me out of something quicker than bad voice acting. God damn it. Like, I know I'm not amazing, but like, I could have done a better job reading this fucking shit than this dude and his Alexa. Like, what the fuck? Bluegrass is honest, if nothing else. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what to say. Like, it's not, like, I guess if you don't like those instruments, or like that sound generally, I suppose, I could understand it not being your thing, but like, to hate it? What do you hate exactly? What are you so mad about? Like, it's just not the kind of thing you get mad about. What's Edith Finch? This is sounding familiar, but I'm not sure. Not a big literature person. I've definitely read a lot of shit, but I've not read a lot of fiction. And yeah, it often leaves me sort of clueless with regard to references. What Remains of Edith Finch is a game. Oh, okay. It rang a bell. So who made that? What's it about? So I need 2 more butterflies? Is that what you're telling me? Where did those come from? And I can't jump until I find the other 2 butterflies? Basically, because they fucking fly away when you do that? I am running, right? Yeah. Can you imagine trying to walk your silly ass through this entire game? Oh my god. When did that come out, that game? Shit, I lost my butterflies. I don't know where they went. You could have sworn I played it? Not that I remember, no. I think I remember everything I've ever played. It's not been that many games, you know? I mean, I've been streaming for a long time, but not like so much that I wouldn't remember everything I played. The game's plot synopsis sounds like a concept for a Steven Wilson album. God damn it, it's hard not to jump. I just gotta remember not to jump, it's hard. I'll just take my fucking hand off of that part of the controller and make it a little easier. That's another person I could have easily put on this fucking playlist. Steven Wilson. No problem. Okay. I got 2. There's a 3rd one there, but I can't get it without jumping. Which will eliminate my other 2 butterflies. Right? But I don't see any others around here, so... Can I just, like, run off the edge and get them? Oh my god, Fox. Did you see that shit? No. Fuck me. Okay. I don't think I can get... Wait, are there more butterflies over here? Do they regenerate? Or were they always over here? There's no butterflies. It's just a fucking purple spot. God damn it. Can't get up there. Is that just like, is that the first one I have to get, I guess? And then I have to go back and get the other ones? Fuck. Okay. So not only y'all gonna make me collect 3 butterflies, you're gonna make me do it in a particular order? This is too stressful for a little atmospheric game. Dude, if all the game is basically is running around as a fox, the whole running around as a fox thing should be flawless. Like, this is not that difficult to pull off. Okay, 1. Wait. Did I fucking double jump in the middle of doing that? I think I might have hit that button twice. Hold on. Okay, fuck. Erykah, you've heard of Erykah Badu, right? Like, I thought everybody had heard of Erykah Badu. Again, more of a 90s artist, at least as far as her solo shit goes, but she pops up everywhere now. I remember seeing her on like a Janelle Monáe track. Wasn't she on a Tyler song not even too long ago? I might be misremembering that. I swear to God, I saw her on a Tyler track a few years ago, maybe. Okay, you told me what Edith Finch was about. Edith returns to her family's home off the coast of the state of Washington and learns about her relatives and their deaths by visiting their bedrooms, sealed off and treated as shrines to their memory, with each death played out in a short gameplay sequence to the player. Oh, that sounds... That could be good. Is it good? Is it something I should play? That sounds good. Okay, I must have double jumped in the middle of that. Alright, so now I can get the butterflies in the particular order one is supposed to get the butterflies. Apparently. Then I can get up on that fucking ledge. I was already up there, right? Pretty sure I was. I'm not going for completion here. We're just trying to get through this. Okay. I'm triple butterflied. Let's fucking do this.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush and able to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
It's very pretty, and I like the music. I really do. Yeah, if it controlled a little better, and they reworked that dialogue to either just be text or a fucking different voice actor would be good. Like, this guy is giving me like fucking just got this script for a drama class energy. Like, it's not good. It's just not.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
And like, what does the fox have to do with any of this? I'm hoping they at least like put a bow on that, because so far I don't. Who is Barrett Foddy? I'm almost afraid to ask. I specifically went this way because it looked like something that wasn't going to advance me, and it would seem that it did. Is this supposed to... This doesn't look like Alaska. I'm assuming this is not supposed to be Alaska. Also, I hope it's not, because then I'll be forced to compare it directly to the other Alaskan Fox game that I played, which was way, way better than this. Never Alone is fantastic. That is easily the best Fox game I have played. If you're gonna play any of the Fox games that I've mentioned yourself, make it that one. It's really, really good. This don't look like no Alaska. Not that I've seen, anyway. A little too much trees, and not the sort of trees that one would expect in that kind of climate. Oh, he's the getting over it guy. It's like Barrett Foddy was severely concussed. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's mean, Jack. Fuck. Yeah. No, I'm familiar with Getting Over It. I'm a fan of watching other people play it. I can't say that I have ever attempted it. Not that I think I would enjoy it anyway. It looks honestly just miserable, which I suppose is part of the point, but regardless. Agonizing, yeah. But it is very funny to watch other people play. Particularly when people play it and they run like a mod that allows you to like fuck with the person as they're playing it. Because you're already watching someone suffer anyway, like you might as well make it interactive. I try not to play any games where like the point of it is just to watch me suffer. I feel like I'm, generally speaking, not running that kind of stream, but just the first time I fell like way, way, way far and had to like basically start over, I would want to quit. Like I can't, I don't have that kind of resolve for a game like that anyway. Like that sort of, there's definitely games where you work very, very hard and you might get set back a whole lot for some reason, but when you distill the gameplay to essentially just that element, I can't tolerate it. Even with the like weird and occasionally great little inspirational quotes as you're going up the thing. Fuck, man. If you're not familiar with Getting Over It, Erykah put a good description of it here in chat, but I would recommend just like watching gameplay of it. You play as a nude man squatting in an iron cauldron, wielding a sledgehammer as his only form of locomotion. I thought you had like an ice pick or a pickaxe or something like that. Is it a sledgehammer? That's even worse. Fuck, I can't remember. I think you remember it better than me, so I'll take your word for it being a sledgehammer. Fuck, man. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I really kind of like it a lot until they start talking again. Which is unfortunate, but that's what's going on. Like, I like the, like, I guess is this cell shading? You could call it cell shading, I suppose. I like that shit. Making a lot with a relatively limited palette of assets. It's certainly, like, an excellent use of not that much in terms of making a game. Gotta respect it. It's just, it's not the sort of thing that I would play or stream. Just because, yeah, I try not to just play games where the point is watching me suffer. But admittedly, I do like watching other people play it. It's fucking funny.
On our property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company.
You really
since
weren't,
those
man.
ghosts liked living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
Like, this was an extremely normal person that has somehow convinced himself. He's just so weird, man. He was such a bad boy for throwing that bluegrass tape out of his dad's truck. Like, my guy. As a teenager, no less, when that's like the absolute peak of when one would expect that behavior. Like, oh my goodness. Oh man, I'm starting to feel bad about how much I'm just clowning on this, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help but be honest. And it's not like I'm like ignoring the parts that I like. I do like a lot about this. Oh, by the way, I figured out if you press in on the control stick that controls the camera, you can get it right behind the fox again. And that does appear to fix the alignment issue. Ish. But what is this? 3? What are you talking about? Joseph. Is that the guy's name that's talking?
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I love sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
I don't know how they expect me to feel about the dude narrating this. How many knockoff moleskin notebooks with nothing in them does the narrator have on his desk? Who wants to guess? Like, holy shit, man. Damn though. Damn though. I just. I think I have never actually purchased one of those notebooks. So it must not be a real writer. They're nice though, I'll give them that, but a little overpriced for what you're getting. I think they rely a lot on name brand at this point. Also, am I saying that right? I'd always heard moleskin, but I know it's like got an extra fucking E in it. But that's always how I've heard people say it. I don't know. Like, it would seem that this person had a fairly loving and wonderful father and just, like, rebelled against him for no reason. Like, why did you hate him, dude? Because of the bluegrass? Like, what are you bitching about? It sounds like he eventually realized, like, oh, I was being a shithead, but, like... I don't know. Like, a little more humility would be nice, I suppose. That is, like, a big thing that separates something that could be pretentious to something that, like, it definitely is like the amount of humility involved in what you're doing. Excuse me. I don't know if I want to hug him or dose him with peyote or drop him off at Fremont Street in Vegas to get his shit in perspective. Yeah, I don't either. I'm not sure. Hold on, I just realized I didn't open my little sound effects thing. I don't think I'm gonna want it, but regardless, I like having it there. If I need it. I restarted my computer fucking 11 times, trying to get the damn thing to run okay. I'm hoping Voice Meter is done with its little fit. That did not happen immediately after the reformat. That was like some new shit. It like just started happening, at least that consistently, like the last time I tried to stream. So, I don't know. How many little stars are there total? Might be like 100 or 200 or something. This is not a long game. Like, we should be over halfway through it by now, I believe. Additionally, as I've said, like, I'm wondering how they're gonna tie together the fox and the very rambling story this man is telling.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
Like, there's little in this world that will get me to, like, hate your protagonist quicker than finding out that they rebelled against loving parents. Like, god damn it. Like, yes, very normal teenager shit to do, sure. But, oh my goodness, the moment you expect me to have sympathy for that sort of thing, I simply can't. I'm sorry. Like, you should just be in, like, full, just humble, I was a shithead mode about that the entire time you're describing it. Like, for fuck's sake, man. You can't stay late tonight, just wanted to stop in for the love and apparently be a sassy bitch at someone's unironic attempt at profundity. Yeah. I'm very glad you stopped by. You've contributed a lot here this evening in your short stay with us. Thank you very much. And you made it to 1 o'clock. That's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming by. And yeah, you've made me feel a little bit better about how I feel about this, because I was starting to feel shitty. It's like, man, is this really just me, or is it like actually this bad? But like, no, you seem to... There's a vibe here, man. There's a vibe here. That's for Foxy, bouncy fox butt. Yeah. The fox is cute. Fox cute. Although the idea that like my guy could not get these eyes out of his head, these like beady little expressionless black eyes. Okay. Sure, man. Like like, I don't mind the fox, but like don't go on about features that just really aren't that impressive insofar as the visuals go, you know. Wait, was there... Oh. There.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on, just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. Then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
How do I get up there? I don't think I'd been over here yet. So I got a 50 stars achievement. I'm guessing there's probably 100. Like I said, we've gotta be about halfway through the game. Fox, please. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I said, if this is your whole game, the running around as a fox part better be flawless, and it is quite simply not. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how to get up there. Female voice is clearly his psychiatrist and checked out 4 sessions ago. That would be a better premise. It would make more sense why she was behaving the way she was if she were literally being paid to listen to this man, but that's not what we're dealing with here. This is supposedly his girlfriend. Yeah, it sounds more like a therapist that checked out 4 sessions ago. God damn. Yeah, I don't feel so bad about being mean. I'm gonna try and like purge myself of bitchiness prior to playing the next game though, because it's about a disabled little girl and I don't want to fucking like shit on that, even though it's not impossible to make something shitty and pretentious with that premise. If anything, it needs to be handled very delicately, otherwise you very much risk that, but regardless. I did not come here to shit on games. I came here to try and appreciate games, and unfortunately I'm able to see what folks were going on about. I didn't even fully read any reviews for these games. I just didn't know anything about them, and I couldn't really glean much from the gameplay, and nobody had really played these games that I had spoken to. I don't even know how I have them, actually. I must have gotten them in some like Humble Bundles or something like that. I am really not sure. This is, I still don't understand this. What do you mean 0 out of 3? Which 3 stars do I need to get to use that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Also, I do kind of feel like this landscape could have been smaller and still accomplished what it's trying to accomplish. I feel like I'm doing a lot of running through fairly empty space. You literally did a dramatic reading of the New York Times restaurant review of Guy Fieri's Times Square restaurant to get ready for a trial tomorrow, so I was in a choice place for this game. I know I mentioned that to you. I was not the reason you knew about it, though, right? No, you watch fucking Lindsay Ellis. You probably saw her, like, open a video with that. I can't remember what video it was. But regardless. That's amazing. I feel like that's a really good way to prepare for a trial as a professional lawyer person, so good job. Holy shit, man. The thing is, are we calling Guy Fieri pretentious? Because I really don't think he is. He's a very, just like... I feel like he's very self-aware, especially at this point. I'm not sure I would ever describe Guy Fieri at any point as pretentious. He was maybe a little more pretentious when he first started out, because I remember the show that made him famous, and on that, he did seem to take himself a little bit too seriously for what he was presenting. But at this point, no, he is kind of decided to embrace his own meme status and really does not have what you could call a pretentiousness to him, at least in my opinion. I already went here. Now, did I not double jump? Is that why I couldn't get that one? Fox is floaty, too. Like, it's weird. Okay, cool. I mean, not that that really helps me out here. Everything is on the label with that man. At this point, yes. Don't think there's anything to be pretense or pretension or, like... A pretense and pretension are not the same thing exactly, but I do think there's, like, overlap in the meaning there. Because it all sort of comes down to taking oneself more seriously than is warranted by the context. Or as though you were kind of, there is a pretense to it, like if you don't understand everything that's going on, you're not gonna get it. And that's very hipstery, you know? Okay, I'm kinda losing it here. The fuck's going on? Okay. Like, if you're gonna make a landscape this big, you should probably give me a map. This is a lot. What would happen if a bottle of Bud Light Lime wished to be a real boy? Now, is that in the review, or did Lindsay Ellis actually say that? The thing is, that's like, he knows that about himself, though. Like, he does not pretend to be this, like, highfalutin fancy chef. Like, he's making donkey sauce. Just let the man be. Also, his food is good. It would seem that his fucking restaurants are not living up to what he has generally done, if that review is to be believed. But, you know, I reckon if you go into most any celebrity chef's restaurant, you're not generally going to find something that's on par with what they usually make, especially if they're not supervising it very closely. But I have personally cooked some of Guy Fieri's recipes, and they're pretty fucking good. And also, he had a cooking show. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Guy's Big Bite. The fucking recipes on that show, I would eat any of that shit. Any of that shit. Like, he can cook. He really can. Okay, there's nothing I gotta figure out what the 0 of 3 means. Like, I'm just gonna, like, fucking be wandering around, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, I don't want fucking video walkthroughs. I'm just trying to fucking figure out what the goddamn 0 out of 3 means. Oh, apparently you can catch the bunnies. I just wasn't trying hard enough. Okay. Okay, this is not helping. Oh, okay, there are 3 obsidian stones you have to activate? Okay. Okay. I don't think I've activated any fucking obsidian stones. Okay. Okay, I'm out because if I don't stop now, I might sass a judge in the morning. Yeah, get some fucking sleep. You got a big day tomorrow, sounds like. Good night. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so I'm guessing it's the obsidian stones that I have to activate then. So, okay, there was one over here. How do I activate it? I apparently did not do the thing that I needed to do to activate it, so I need to try to do that. Fuck. I thought I was like looping around, but apparently not. Okay. Yeah, world too big for what it is. Oh, here. Nope. Fox, please. What does this mean? I don't know what that means. That's something that can pretty quickly get me to find a game pretentious. If you decide that your extremely minimalist directions were good enough, but they very clearly aren't, and you just went with that anyway. Okay, I don't know if I need to like land directly on it or what the fucking deal is. Seasons After Fall was like that. It was just, it was minimalism to the point of really not making sense. Okay, I'm looking up a fucking video. God fucking damn it. Like, this game should not be that difficult, you know? Like, it's supposed to be this, like, pretty thing that you run through as a fox. You get a little story, and then it's over. Like, it's not supposed to be, like, and you know goddamn well, excuse me, that they could have added just like a couple few words there and told me what the fuck is going on. But because they didn't want to do that, because they just wanted to have a little picture and 0 out of 3 and assume I could just intuit what the fuck they meant by that, and now I gotta go fucking, like, stop what I'm doing and interrupt the goddamn atmosphere or whatever. And find out what the fuck I gotta do with this game. Wait, what the fuck? What? Like, skipping around here. How did you get from that to that? God damn it. Hold on. I just want to see somebody activate one of these fucking rocks. Oh, you just went to the next area. Well, how do you get there, though? Am I seriously just gonna have to watch until this person finds a rock and activates it? God damn it. Fucking A, dude. Come on, Fox. Come on, Fox. You could do it. Okay, wait. There was one of the rocks. How did you? Hold on, let me... Yeah, how do you activate the 3 rocks? You need to stand on the rock, and when the little point of light goes down, you need to click. What? Okay, apparently I'm not the only person that was irritated by the little fucking not very descriptive pictograms, so it makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, like, err on the side of telling me too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna click it. Was I just not hitting the right button on the controller? God fucking damn it. Okay, so there we go. I activated a fucking rock. The nerve. The nerve of this game. Alright. Let's hope I can fucking find the other two. I remember where they are-ish, but not, like, relative to all this other shit. Like, there was one by the tree with the carving, I believe. So I'll go try and find that. Yeah, played some Sigur Rós. They're an Icelandic band. If you're an indie music person, you're probably at least passingly familiar with them. What would you call what they make? I guess it's like kind of post-rock, I suppose. I don't know. I've always called it like elf rock, cause like Jonesy sounds like an elf. He just does. Which, don't they think elves are real in Iceland? Or am I thinking of a different place? I feel like they're about that shit. Like they really think. And he looks like an elf too. Like Jonesy is an elf. He is absolutely an elf. Like I'm pretty sure. If anyone is, it's him. For sure. Hopefully they'll give me little beacons of light for the other two stones. And they won't like go away just because I found them but did not activate them. I can be hopeful. Yeah, Sigur Rós, I think maybe the most pretentious thing I can remember them having done is they released an entire album that not only did none of the tracks have titles, it was like Untitled 1, Untitled 2, yada yada, but the vocals on the album, though they might have sounded like Icelandic if you did not speak that language, they are apparently just gibberish. Like he's just like making up words and singing like made up words. So hello Osomiu. Am I saying that right? How you doing? This game is very pretty. There's a lot to like about it. The music's very pretty. I have been complaining about the voice acting, so fair warning. I've been a bit of a cunt about that, but there's a lot to like about it. I'm kind of conflicted. I'm ambivalent about the game. Truly. Okay, there's some over here. Let's hope that's not just back where I was going. I don't. Okay, I think that is one of the rocks. Good. There's a lot to like about the game. Yeah, I was saying before you got here, I like briefly just like skimmed some reviews for it, and the one thing that kept coming up in one way or another is that people thought this game was pretentious. Okay, so you just have to click basically when it's in there. When I find the third one, I'm gonna see if I can do that on the controller, if I was just like pressing the wrong button or whatever. I don't know. Not sure. But hopefully I can find the third one now. That was the one I hadn't found yet, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was. I don't know, but I'll look around. Ooh. Guess I didn't come over here. I do really like the art style. Can you call it? This isn't really cell shading, is it? I don't know. It seems like it's got too many like shadows and angles and shit to truly be cell shading, but I don't really know what defines that. I just have a general idea of what it looks like. Wind Waker, I guess, is what I think of when I think of cell shading, but I don't actually know what that means. That's the name people give this particular art style. Roughly. I also don't really know what's like separates cell shading from like just low poly shit. I'm really not sure. Other than it generally seems to look nicer. Okay, I thought I just came from this way. Is this where I need to go? I guess so. It's the only big-ass beam of light I could see, so we're doing it. Didn't I just activate this? Why would you be showing me a giant beam of light for a thing I already activated? Fuck y'all. I was so far in the other direction of probably where I needed to go. I don't need to be seeing beams of light for shit I already activated. God damn it. I think part of the reason I'm getting irritated is because I have to pee, so I might have to do that. I was hoping to finish this game and get to a break before I did that, but you know, I'm doing my best over here. I'm just trying to see. Okay, there's another one over there, and I'm pretty sure that's not where I've been. Pretty sure. Not very sure, but mildly sure. It doesn't look like the rocks, or is it? No, I think it's leading me back to the fucking shit that I already did. But wait, I see it like jumping out and back in, so it's... Okay, there it is, there it is, there it is. How the fuck do I get up there? How in the fuck do I get up there? Okay. Floaty. All right, let me see if I can actually figure it out. Fuck. Please, just land on the... Okay, I was pressing the wrong button. Okay, I have activated the 3 rocks and... Nothing has happened. Okay. The way forward, huh? Yeah? Yeah? I'm trying to think of some other honorable mentions that easily could have made a playlist of artists that have been repeatedly called pretentious. That accusation has been leveled at Emily Haynes, but not enough for me to want to throw her solo stuff or Metric onto this playlist. I would be more inclined to do the solo stuff. Which I have even occasionally thought trended into pretentious, but she's a very angsty woman. lot of sad girl angst in her, which, you know, it's part of why I love her, but regardless. The solo stuff especially, when she doesn't have, like, the bandmates to put a check on her. Was this open before? think this was blocked off before. So that might have been what that was. And that was at least where the light was, so. Girl, okay. Fuck. Alright. We have progressed.
The perpetrator
Thank goodness.
stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong.
Is
My
that a
dad
wolf?
is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
Wait, but his girlfriend was saying earlier that she would be able to talk to him and have closure. His dad is dead? Okay. That looks like a wolf. Did you kill my fox cubs, you cunt? Come back here. Come back here. Oop. Shit. the controls, though. It's like, I cannot help but find that funny. How this, like, just floaty ass fox. Oh. Apparently if I didn't get those coming down, I could not get them going back up. That's fine. Again, we're not aiming for completion here. Well, I mean, I'm trying to finish the game, but I'm not too concerned with getting everything. I seldom am, but especially not with this game. Also, why would this wolf kill my cubs and then not eat them? I guess this is just a dream, but still. The music is excellent. Like, it's not just good, it's like really, really good. And it's beautiful. I really don't have anything bad to say about how the game looks. Yeah, controls are bad, the narration is bad. But there's a lot to like here. There's a lot to like here. I've really hardly ever been so conflicted about a game. Like, it's the sort of thing that makes me think, like, I want to remake this and make it better, but I'm not a person who makes games. I wouldn't know where to start. I suppose if I were ever to make a game, I would want to make a fox game. I think it's a great subgenre of game. But I tell you what, if I made me a 3D platformer kind of fox game like this, that fox handling would be smooth. Smooth as butter. Super smooth. I want you to feel like you're running around as a fox. Like, Never Alone and Seasons After Fall both nailed this. Like, you felt gracefully leaping around the world and running around as a fox. That was definitely captured in those games. I can't say I feel the same about this particular fox. Pardon.
I need to go to bed. I just can't this anymore. Good night.
Alexa ain't gonna say goodnight. What if she's a figment of his imagination too? Like, is that maybe why she doesn't sound like a real person? Rachel is actually a dream within a dream. Like, she's not. I guess we're nearing the end of the game. I'll try and hold my bladder. It's not like we're heading into a boss fight or something. Unless we are, that would kind of like, I wanna fight the wolf, actually. maybe that's what this game needs. As a capstone to just fully redeem it. Just a big elaborate boss fight with this wolf who killed my fox cubs. I think I've only found 2, right? I think he said there were 3. Maybe I find the next one up here. With what combat mechanics? No, you see, they'll introduce them all of a sudden. With fucking pictographs. And not actually explain very well what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, this is very pretty. I like the sounds, too. Yeah, the sound effects are great.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
This is very pretty. Is that a deer? Looks like a deer.
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood.
It's the cranes she made.
What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds. And it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words.
Sounds like Rachel maybe had a little more reason to
I
be
summoned courage.
upset
I
with her
didn't know I
childhood.
had, and I broke
Joseph.
into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling. The wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Sorry. I like all the deer. That's cool. I just remembered some fucked up shit I did to my dad as a kid in an act of rebellion. It was definitely more worthy of thinking was like fucking bad or crazy or whatever. How old was I? I might have been 12? I don't know. I was in middle school and I was upset because my dad had kept me up entirely too late fucking drinking and listening to music and drunk dialing people in the garage. And after he passed out, I took one of his gin bottles and I stuck it under the under one of his truck tires. So when he left for work in the morning, he drove over that bottle and it fucking popped his tire. And he had to take the day off and get that shit fixed. And I did not say I was sorry. And he did not fucking yell at me for that. Cause like, what do you do in that situation, really? Like, was he really gonna be mad at me? I was like, no, of course not. Oh, God. Yeah, I had a lot more reason to fucking rebel against my parents, and I arguably did it about as minimally as possible. All things considered. Oh, fucking A, man. Threw that bluegrass tape out the truck. Okay, Joseph. What the fuck? fuck, man. They also seem to be talking like their parents were like the reason they were like strange insular children, even though it doesn't sound like they were that weird. And they might have just been like that anyway. In particular, Joseph, because it sounds like his dad didn't fucking do anything to him. Like, having an alcoholic parent is very hard. I can understand why that would make somebody a certain way, but I don't know. Hello, adventurous. How you doing?
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the Jade Valley where the entrance to the tree was.
God damn it. I don't think I could have made that jump anyway.
Because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
How am I? I'm alright. Not bad. Got off to a pretty late start. And I can't help but continuously bitch about this game as I'm playing it, but other than that, I'm good. It's cold outside and rainy and you love it. Bad take, IMO, but it's just, people have their preferences, I suppose. It was actually unusually nice today and yesterday, which you know, I appreciate. You know, global warming's not great, but I do like what it's doing for my local weather, at least at the moment. But I don't mind warm.
I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, then got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible. Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture. And he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
When it's been in the hundreds since March, this has happened. Where the fuck do you live? It's that goddamn hot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not so bad here as long as you're not in an ever-growing flood zone. Mm-hmm. The summers honestly haven't even gotten that much worse. That's honestly, yeah, that's true. They didn't used to call it Hotlanta for nothing. We don't call it that anymore, by the way. Stop it. All of you, stop it. It's like how you fucking just like a giant shining sign that you are not a local. Calling this place Hotlanta. Stop it. 90s shit. Quit it. Deep South Texas. Oh, okay, yeah. I lived in Texas for about half a year. Definitely some very oppressive heat. I've said before that Texas is essentially a wasteland made habitable by technology. Made habitable by technology. I don't know what I spat out there, but it sounded like too many syllables. Anyway. It's so dry there, especially during the summer. There would just be like entire months with just no rain. sometimes several in a row. And it's so dry that it's really not the sort of place that can afford that. And just, holy shit. I remember during the summer having to drink like 5 or 6 just whole bottles of water a day just to like keep up with how much water I was losing. Just being there, just existing, just breathing. Just losing so much. Habitable? Yeah, I don't know what I said. Doing my best. I mean, to be fair, habitable is kind of that's a hard word to just rattle off anyway. It froze here last year and it took out everything. Yeah, you guys have some pretty extreme weather in Texas. And that's not just been something that's been true recently. It's kind of, excuse me, that's the thing about really dry places. Damn, did I just go in a big ass circle? Wow. Okay, cool. I'll just go straight. How about that? Yeah, that ice storm y'all had more recently. Not good. You were without power for a week? Jesus Christ. Yeah? Well, like, Texas has its own power grid, right? And that is not necessarily the sort of thing you ought to have an independent spirit about. Because it can fuck you over, some fears. Like, people died, man. It's really fucked up. I was saying, when you've got a place that's more humid, the water in the air acts as like a buffer against extreme temperature changes, which is why, like, deserts, for example, they get very, very, very hot during the day and often very, very cold at night because there's no water in the air to, like, hold the heat. Good thing your beard kept you warm. Yeah. I can't say I would really want fur on my face like that. Looks awful. But I'm not sure I would really enjoy dragging a razor across my face either. Grateful for the girl thing there. There's really a pretty short list of things that make me happy I'm a woman, and that's one of them.
Plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
I don't mean your beard looks awful. I don't mind how beards look. It's not usually my thing, but depending on the person, it's sometimes for the best, but like they look fine. Some girls, pretty much exclusively straight girls in my experience, are really into beards. I don't really get it. A little facial hair is fine, sure, but like the weird lady boners for beards, miss me with that. I'm good. Again, that might just be straight girl shit. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed. I said it looked awful to have hair coming out of your face like that. I didn't mean like it looks bad. think there's more stars over there. I'm not sure how much I care about getting them though. I thought this game was fixing to end when we got to that like weird starry lake situation, but apparently not. That looked like endgame shit. Growing a beard sucks. More of an appreciation for growing it out and getting it to look good. It's definitely like, it's a project, like growing out a beard, maintaining a beard. It's kind of like an accessory that you wear on your face, for sure. Like any like long hair, really. But yeah, you gotta like condition a beard and make sure it's like clean and good and all that. There's nothing worse than like a scraggly, poorly taken care of kind of beard. I guess there's more than 100 stars because I just got 100 and there's one more right here.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen, and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
I don't know what a best boy is. I have a close friend that works in film, and I asked her once, but now I don't remember what she told me. At first it just looks stupid, growing out a beard. Then the itch, and some parts grow faster. Yeah, it looks awful to grow out a beard, for real. Fuck. You really killed all my babies.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
Yeah, that's what I said. If that wolf were to kill 3 fox cubs and not eat them. But again, it's a dream, so I'll give it a little leash there. The music is beautiful. It's making up for some of the bad dialogue. Like whoever did the soundtrack, thank you. You've done very well here. I'm sorry they didn't live up to your work with the dialogue. Can I run? No. Forced solemn walking, hanging my fox head down. Sad.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
I don't know if I'm going the right way, and I can't walk any faster than this. it's definitely something I agree with. Death isn't the opposite of life, it's a part of it. If that was the lesson of all of this, I'm not sure they communicated it well, but it's a good note to end on, I suppose. Okay, guess that's not the way. Was I supposed to go up this, like, route? I have played Firewatch, and that game broke me in half, honestly. Okay, apparently I can do this. Yeah, I don't know if I was just delirious from how late I stayed up playing that game. Like, I fucking played it until the sun came up. But yeah, the ending just really fucked me up. I cried a lot. I don't think it would affect me like that if I played it again, just because I would know what was coming, but not knowing what was coming, like, holy shit. There's 2 endings? No, I didn't know that. What the fuck? The first tree awakens and gently asks if there's one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, I don't know. I'm a fox. I don't know. I feel like anything I could say here would just not be appropriate. This is strange. Just go. That's what the stars are for? Talking to your dead children? Oh, it determines your character limit for that. Is that... Oh, okay.
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea.
Okay.
It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson.
Is he dead or not?
What? An imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
Oh, he's going to his funeral. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, the ambiguity of that was driving me nuts. Sorry. But that makes sense. Am I Joseph now? Is that Rachel? My love? Book of Mormon? And I can't tell what that other one says. The... what the... I gotta fucking really... It says the something of religion and mythology, but I can't tell what that word says. Okay. What am I doing here? Give me a hint. Just tell me what I'm doing here. Okay. Fleur-de-lis on the door. Looks like we just moved in here. Nursery. Having a kid? Okay. Y'all just left these boxes just hanging out outside? Wasn't it just raining? This is not how people move. I guess it's just the wind. It's a beautiful game. It's genuinely beautiful. I got nothing bad to say about how it looks. Not a word. Oh, I can run. Okay. Can't go into the tent, apparently. Can I not go down there? Apparently not. Okay. Frame rate struggling with those fireflies. It looks fine from here, but I could see it fucking with y'all. It seems they're trying to railroad me somewhere, but I'm not sure where. I thought I could fuck with the fireflies, but apparently not. You're excited for 2022's game lineup? What are you excited for? I'm trying to remember, like, what's on the horizon that I've been looking forward to. I think we're getting a Breath of the Wild sequel, aren't we? I'm a little concerned about that. But I'm hoping for the best. I didn't really think that game needed a sequel. But I don't know. I just played Majora's Mask. The last Zelda sequel that I could think of. Although it wasn't a Link Between Worlds. Was that a sequel? I heard that was good too, and I have that. I'll play it after I play Pokemon here. Finally finish that shit. I would really like to know where I'm going. At this point, I really need to pee. And I would like to start this next game. Majora's Mask was more of a remix than a sequel. Yeah, that's fair. But it was technically a sequel. Okay, it's really looking like that's where I need to go, but apparently not. They're not letting me. That could have ended there. I don't know why this needed to keep going. That would have been a good place to end. You guys. Yeah, there are not many True Blue sequels in Zelda. God of War, Horizon, Dying Light. I don't know about Dying Light, actually, or Horizon. I'm not sure what that is either. And possibly Breath of the Wild too. Yeah, possibly. Pretty game. Very pretty game. Yeah, I can't think of anything in particular else I was looking forward to. Can I not double jump? Bullshit. Yeah, I'm not sure what that shit is about to be like. All I can remember is, like, Zelda fell down a hole, and I'm supposed to, like, rescue her or something. I don't really know beyond that what they're planning there. What is this? What's this say? No trespassers. Okay. I'm about to look this up. I want to finish this. I gotta pee. Like, this game should have ended. You had an okay ending. God damn it. What are y'all doing? Okay, I can't go anywhere. What do you want from me? I'm looking this up. I'm frustrated and I have to pee. Okay, apparently I'm supposed to see a fox at the lake. Where that campsite was. Okay, so the campsite with the fireflies was significant, as it turns out. Good night, adventurers. Thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoyed Fox Game. I didn't see any fox when I was over here, but I'll look around a little more. The gameplay trailer? I have not seen that. I think I've only seen the trailer that they showed at, like, what, E3 or something? Wasn't really a gameplay trailer. Okay. What are you talking about? What fucking fox? I ain't seen no fox. Just a fence that I keep running into. It's gonna be set up in the sky? Cool. Okay, I can get into that. Thanks. That's my hint. I was at the tent. I looked in the tent. The tent was explored. You needed to... Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Please. The controls are bad. Go up. Go up the... Go. This game should have ended. I really was not expecting this, like, protracted epilogue situation. Please, just go up the hill. I swear to God. This is not a wall. It's a hill. It's a hill. Go up the hill. Okay. I am at the tent. What? What? What do you want? Were there 2 chairs here before? Okay, what? I'm at the tent. I am at the goddamn tent. What? Okay, okay. Apparently you can interact with the tent if you look at it at exactly the right angle and press the right button. It's a fucking MRE. Okay?
What the hell?
Was he in the military? Where the fuck did he get an MRE? Is that something you can just purchase as a normal civilian? So they wouldn't let me go down the hill until I got into the tent and seen the fox. Okay. An MRE, for anyone who's unfamiliar, is it stands for Meals Ready to Eat, I believe. And it's these like shitty fucking Lunchables that they give to people in the military, usually in combat situations or something akin to that. And they're usually not very good, and they're meant to be, you know, they'll stay good for a long time. That's part of the appeal of them for people in combat, anyway. They're also meant to constipate you, is my understanding. So, you know, there's that. I guess they don't want you taking a bunch of shits when you're out there doing soldier things. I mean, I suppose it makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like that's a temporary fix to a larger problem. Probably not the best idea, but... Beautiful fucking game. Music's great. There's a lot to like. There's a lot to like. I'm very conflicted. Surplus stores have them? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they stay good for a very long time. That's part of the point. So, I guess, that is something that a military surplus store would maybe have. cubs back. I guess his dad wrote that for him? Did they, like, move here? That's sweet. Oh, is that just the guy who made the game and his wife? Okay. Josh Kramer killed it. You killed it, man. Good on you. Shit, was this based on a true story? Oh, man. I hope not. That'll make me feel extra shitty about being cunty on it. No. No. This guy's like actual dead dad. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry if that's, I mean, listen. You put your art out there, people are gonna say what they're gonna say. I probably wasn't as mean about it as a lot of people were in these fucking reviews I skimmed. More than likely. Jesus Christ. Okay. So that was the first tree. That was a game. That was a game that I played. There was a lot of potential there. My dude should have hired voice actors. Big time. For real. That could have been excellent. It was just a few things away from being that. I feel like if you had the budget to do everything else that you did here, you probably could have hired a voice actor. Voice actors, instead of just having you and your wife do it. I don't know. Anyway, that's the game. I didn't not enjoy it. It was alright. It was alright. For sure. This next one is supposedly even shorter. So, which that took what, 2.5 hours? I didn't think it was gonna take that long, to be honest, but that's what's up. Alright. We have some well and truly pretentious shit here for the break. One of these I had to pull off of YouTube because it's not even on the fucking streaming service that I use. I'm gonna play that one first. Hopefully the sound's okay. I tested it a little bit, but anyway, I'm gonna take a little break, pee, stretch, all of that, and we're gonna come back and I'm gonna play Beyond Eyes. So that's what's up. This song's pretty short, isn't it? Oh, it's not that short, I guess. Still gonna get the title in here before I wander off. Oh man. Yeah, I'll maybe have some more thoughts on that when I get back. I'll try and organize them. Anyway, I will return words. I will return shortly. I got caught between return and shortly and I came up with return. I have to pee. I'll be back in a few minutes.